Hi there everybody, it's UK Stamping Up independent demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.com. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I am creating this lovely birthday card. It's a black and white one. It's featuring the Happiest of Birthdays cling stamp set and the True Love Designer Series paper. This paper is gorgeous. I love it. It has these beautiful flowers on this side, and then on the other side it has sort of a geometric pattern. I used this in one of my lives recently, fell in love with it. But what I've liked is I quite like fussy cutting, so of an evening I have sat and cut these flowers out, and I've also done a lot of blending with them as well, so it's my ideal type of paper. So before I get started, what I have already done, as I said, I sat for one evening and just cut a whole sheet up. So I've already got my bits cut out. Let me show you which ones I have used. You can use any of them. So I have got two of the single flowers. So this one here. And I got another one here that went off the side of the page. So it might be this one here. Oh no, I think it's that one. But as you can see, as I tuck the leaves behind, it doesn't make much difference. And then I've got one with two flowers in, so that's sort of that one there. Okay. What you're going to need is you're going to need a piece of basic black cardstock. This is cut to 7 centimeters by 9 centimeters. You're going to need another piece of basic black cardstock that is cut at 10 centimeters by 14.35 centimeters. And then you're going to need your card base. So I've already got that ready. I've cut it and I've scored it, ready to go. Okay, this card is so simple. Really easy to make. You could have it with any sentiment on. I've just chose the wishing you the happiest of birthdays because I love it. It's big and it's bold and it's bright. Okay, so for this I'm going to be doing some heat embossing. I'm going to be needing my Versamark, my Stampin' Emboss powder, and to my absolute horror, my embossing buddy. And I've just noticed I didn't put it back, but luckily as I was talking to you, I've manoeuvred it now and found it underneath a few bits of papers on the side. Rule of being a crafter: whenever you play with anything, put it back where it's supposed to be. I've also got a scrap piece of Whisper White for my heat embossing so that I can catch my powder and put it back in my tub. So I'm just going to ink this up with Versamark. Because it is a big ink pad, I'm finding it easier to put this down and take the ink to the stamp. A lot easier that way. Okay, put the lid on there. Okay, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. You possibly can't see, but I can actually see that that's caught all of it, so I'm quite happy. As it is a big stamp, you might find it easier to do it on the Stamparatus because you do want to get a perfect stamp with it to make it look sort of perfect. And I've literally put the whole tub on there. Just tap lightly on the back to make sure that all of the powder is off. Must have put my finger at the top there, it's caught to a bit of static. That's why we use the embossing buddy, to remove the static. If you don't have the embossing buddy, just a little bit of talcum and then paintbrush it off is fine. Just remove some of the grease from your fingers so that the powder sticks only to the ink, otherwise you're going to get a spotty background. Okay, put that back in, put the lid on. Trust me, that goes everywhere if you don't put it back in. If you just knock it, it will be over your carpet. It's a fine powder. Just make sure you put it back in. Right, I'm going to be using my heat gun, so it turned me down a bit if you've got me on loud because it is a bit noisy. And I'm going to bring it up so hopefully you can see what happens to it. I'm hoping that that's in focus. that's that done. So now I want my piece of black. What you can do, you can get a real chalky effect here by coming back in with your embossing buddy. So if you used your embossing buddy now and rubbed it over there, you'd get sort of a white stain background, which would make it look like a chalkboard that you've wiped the chalk off and rewritten it on. That's always a cool effect. I'm not going for that effect with this card though, so I'm not going to do it. But just in case you've seen people do that before and wondered how they do it, that's how they do it. You can also use a chalk marker or just plain chalk, will always work. So I'm just going to pop a few dimensionals on the back, and I'm popping a few more than normal because when you heat emboss the paper, it warps slightly just with the heat. So I'm popping this down so it keeps it straight. Normally I like to, if I've heat embossed a larger piece, it only warps a little bit, like a little bit curved. If I've done a larger piece, I normally like to put Tombow on the back to keep it firm down, but the idea of this card is that it does pop up. So I'm just very slightly off the edge, just a little bit, not much. Okay, and then I'm going to stick it to my base card. And I am sticking that flat, so I'll be using my Tombow with that one. Oh, make sure I stick it the right way around. Okay. So now to finish off, I'm grabbing my flowers and my trusty dimensionals, and I'm going to start with the big double one. This one here is going to go on the corner like that. I want it to be the same level as my frame, so I'm just going to pop dimensionals not on this bit but on this side here. So I'm just going to stick a few there, and then it will just rest on top of the frame here like that. There we go. And then for this one here, I'm going to pop that. I'm going to pop it like that. There, just like that. And again, I'm going to pop this up on one, up this top end, so it just sits level with the frame. And this one here, that can go under there, but I'm actually going to glue it down because I want it to be at a different level so it does still look 3D. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that underneath there like that. Okay, to finish the card off, I'm going to be using the gorgeous resin hearts. These are lovely. These are from the annual catalogue and also rhinestones. So I'm just going to pop these around the card. 1, 2 and 3. And then I'm using the medium-sized rhinestones. So at the top there's normally smaller ones. As you can tell, they're my most favourite because they're all gone. Then at the bottom you've got the big ones, and just in the middle you've got the medium-sized ones, which are almost gone as well. So there we go. There is my wishing you the happiest of birthdays monochrome heat embossed card using the designer series paper. So simple, so easy. Hope you liked it. If you've liked any of the supplies I've used, they are available to purchase from www.slimandstylish.stampinup.net, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Bye everyone. I hope you've enjoyed today's project. All items that I have used on this video are available to purchase from my store www.slimandstylish.stampingup.net. Alternatively, if you would like a copy of our catalogues, please send me an email to slimandstylish@live.co.uk or leave me a comment below and I'll get in touch with you. I upload regular content to this channel, so if you do enjoy watching my tutorials, please make sure that you have subscribed and rang the bell to get notifications when new videos go live. Thank you for joining me and have a lovely day.